Hello everyone, and welcome to the last newsletter of Term 3. The previous newsletter was published the day before the 90 years anniversary Captain's Dinner. The event was a tremendous success, with school captains and significant contributors gathering to celebrate 90 years of St Joseph's. The oldest captains present were Kevin Fitzgerald from 1956 and Nilo Pavetta from 1957. Our 1955 captain, Bernard Stocks, was represented by his wife Helen and son Tony, and we had every decade since well represented with captains and other significant student leaders. I'm grateful to old collegiate Mark Beretta for joining us as Master of Ceremonies, and to our 2025 captains for this initiative. Recently, rallies were held in a number of cities across Australia with the stated aim of taking Australia back. Watching media coverage of these rallies, I couldn't help but think of their contrast with the events of Refugee Week here at St Joseph's, including the Circle of Solidarity in the Quadrangle. This was held in front of a massive sign saying, "Refugees are welcome here," and they are. While not buying into the political and economic views surrounding migration numbers, I think it's important that communities like St Joseph's continue to promote social justice and stand up for marginalised people, including refugees. The risk of not doing so exposes us to the perils of indifference, which is a term coined by author and Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel. As people inspired and guided by the Gospels, we do well to remember the story of the Good Samaritan from Luke chapter 19. In this parable, Jesus made clear, in response to the question, "Who is my neighbour?" that everyone is my neighbour, not just people of my own ethnic group, country, or political views. There's nothing more Australian than being a migrant, really, whether you or your family have arrived fleeing war, poverty, or discrimination, arriving by boat or air, arriving with a visa or arriving seeking one. Most of our families, if we're not Indigenous Australians, arrived here as migrants or refugees. The racism on display from many, but not all, participants in recent rallies is anathema to everything that St Joseph stands for, and we condemn it absolutely. As Robert Thorpe recently reminded us, racism is never about pride, it's always about fear. Fear of difference, fear of equality, fear of being exposed as ordinary. It thrives on insecurity, feeds on ignorance, and masks its fragility with loud chants and empty symbols. Racism is not a show of dominance, it is a confession of weakness. On the topic of social justice, the college has been running the Mac and Joe's program for a few years now. Students and staff prepare meals here at school and provide them to palliative care patients and their families and carers through the McKellar Centre. Last week we were notified that our application for a Sister Bridget Arthur Social Justice Award, sponsored by the Principals Association of Victorian Catholic Secondary Schools, was successful. The award of $3,500 will support the purchase of materials and food to assist in the ongoing production of meals from Mac and Joe's. This year was our second season competing in the Associated Catholic Colleges basketball competition. Our Senior A and B teams narrowly missed out on finals, as did the Year 10B team. Our Year 10 team made the semi-finals but were defeated. Congratulations to all involved. Last Thursday night was a celebration of the arts and music at St Joseph's. We gathered to induct 3 alumni into the Old Collegians Arts Wall of Fame. These newest inductees, Alistair Cox, OAM, Matthew Shelley and Mark Beretta, have each made outstanding and conspicuous contributions to their chosen professions within the arts, and it was wonderful for us to be able to recognise and celebrate them. Later that evening, our student and staff musicians revisited the music and pop culture of the 90s in celebration of our 90th year. This concert was an outstanding and most enjoyable evening, showcasing the talents of our music students and our music staff. God bless.